word problem here. Okay, here's why it is so important to be able to describe. When we did this question on the benchmark, we did not do well. Despite the fact that I taught you this graphing stuff almost right before the benchmark. Okay, that's why we're practicing today with the actual saying. Okay, who would like to read the first, or well, not the first, who would like to read the question? Anthony, go ahead.
Yvonne is using a coordinate grid for the first time. She wants to find the location of the ordered pair 37 on the grid. Starting at the origin, which movement should Yvonne do first?
Okay, so forget the answer choices right now. We have the ordered pair 3, 7. What do I say first? Starting at the origin, we move to the right 3 places on the x-axis, and we move up 7 places on the y-axis. Excellent. Okay, so they've already said right there, starting at the origin. So that's the first thing. Okay, so what did we say? Which one of those answer choices did we say next? Okay, did we talk about 3 or 7 next? 3. So that means that H and J are automatically out. Okay, because we talked about 3 first. Okay, so here's why this is important. We've got the words right and up, but we also have X and Y axis. Okay, so which one of those is correct? F or G? F. Okay, guys, when you have a question like this, I can guarantee you, I'm going to tell you right now, there's going to be a question like this next week. Okay, I guarantee it. I haven't seen the test. I can't see the test, but I know because every year there's one of these questions. Okay, that's why we're talking about this today. Because I know if you're paying attention and you're with me right now, when you take this test next week and you get to a question like this, you're going to be fine. Okay? Any questions on that benchmark question? Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing with this. Okay? We're going to talk about W, X, Y, and Z. Okay? And we're going to say them the correct way. All right? So is there anyone that would like to volunteer and tell us how you would describe how to graph point W? Okay? Brandon, go ahead. Tell us how we would graph that. Remember, we always say starting at the origin.
Okay, you start at the origin and you move over on the y-axis. Over on the y-axis 7 places. And then you move up on the y-axis 9 places.
Okay, except that you did say over on the y-axis. I think you meant the x-axis, right?
Yeah, I messed up.
Okay, that's okay. And one thing that you can say, guys, instead of just saying move over, put that move over to the right. Okay? Now, for us in 5th grade, since we only graph in one quadrant, it's not that big a deal if I leave out that right part. But next year in 6th grade, you're going to be graphing in 4 quadrants. And you can't just say move over, because next year you're going to start having right and left. Okay? And so if you practice this year with saying move to the right, it's going to make next year easier for you. Okay? So good job, Brandon. All right, is there anyone who would like to volunteer for describing how to graph X? Lyric, go ahead.
You start at the origin. You move to the right, over to the right, 9 spaces.
On
And
the
on the x-axis,
good job.
and up 1 on the y-axis.
Oh, you told me Z? Yes, that's Z. Right? Yeah. Okay. Who would like, Jada, would you like to tell us how to do X? How would you graph X?
Starting at the origin, move over to the right 9 spaces
On the
on the x-axis and move up 7 spaces
on the
on the
okay,
y-axis.
very good. Good job. All right, so then the last one that we want to talk about is Y. So who would like to describe how to graph Y? Elijah, go ahead.
So we start at the origin.
Mm-hmm.
We move to the right 4 spaces and go on the x-axis
Mm-hmm.
and go up 9 spaces on the y-axis.
Okay, very good job. Okay, so this might help you if I do this. Let's have you write this out. Okay, so what do we say first? Starting at the origin. So that's for every single ordered pair, right? So starting at the origin. Okay. And then I'm going to put move blank. Okay. Because that's either going to be move right. Okay. Or move up. Everybody with me on that? So it depends on what you're doing. So move right or move up, blank spaces. Okay, and this one's going to be a number. So I'll put a number symbol. On the blank axis. So what are my two choices for the blank axis? X or Y. Okay. Then move, again, my choices are right or up, blank amount of spaces on the blank axis. Okay, so that's the words I want you to use today. Okay, I need to hear that you're starting at the origin. Okay, I need to hear the number of spaces, but I also need to hear that you're moving to the right or that you're moving up. Okay, and I also need to hear you using the X and the Y axis. Okay, because your quiz here in just a minute, you're going to have to take one and you're going to have to say this. Okay, which is why I'm writing it right now. Because if I don't hear those things that I just said, origin, your axes, your spaces, whether you're moving right or up, okay, then I'll have to take points away, okay? So I need to have all of that. So I'm going to give you 30 seconds to finish writing that. Some people didn't even start writing. Whoops. Describing graphing. Okay, I did that because I'm going to go back over here into... Okay, if you listen to me, I'm literally telling you I'm going back over here to the practice problems to put it in there in case you need it again. Perhaps you should not interrupt me when I'm talking. I'm going to put this at the bottom underneath the picture there. So it's back in your Canvas in practice problems if you need it. All the way down at the bottom. Now, your quiz is a very simple quiz today. It is one question. Okay? It says, use the picture below. Make a short video or type your description of how to graph point C. Okay? So I only want to know about C. You can either type it or do a video. It's up to you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that means that we probably have about 30 minutes because it's not going to take you long to do that. I'd say about 5 to 7 minutes. So we probably have about 30 minutes in math today for you to go back and do redos, missing work, and extra credit. If you think you have everything done, you need to let me know so I can check it out and see what you need to work on. Okay, let me remind you that at some point soon, you are going to have that technology inventory where you will not be able to have your computer at home. So I do not want you to be thinking that you're just going to go do all that stuff at home one day, because it's not going to happen. So you need to maximize your time while you have your computer. Does everybody understand that? Okay, so I do see some hands. Anthony and Rakaya, is that from earlier or do you have a question? Okay, so does anyone have a question on what they need to be working on right now? Okay, let's go ahead and get started. If you have questions or you need help, let me know.